Hey everybody, this is Shana Simone's Life episode 2. So today I'm going to talk about my life growing up in church and how I got into music and my influences that were around me coming up. So as I told you guys, I'm a bishop's kid, so we were in church all the time. 7 days a week. So I sang on choirs, singing groups. I didn't do solo too much because I didn't really have a lot of confidence with my singing at that time. And although they pushed me to do solos, I would do them, but nervous as I don't know what. And I didn't really get the confidence to sing as a soloist until I got about 14. And that's when I started getting into talent shows and doing different things and joining singing groups and stuff like that. So I grew up Kojic, which is Church of God in Christ. And every year, Kojic would do an annual Holy Convocation. So we would have it at this hotel in Philly. And all the churches from our denomination of Church of God in Christ would come out, all of our bishops, choirs, the best singers. And just, we would come together and have a whole week of services and singing and just late night services and everything. So now that I'm older, when I look back, I think about all the people that were around me that now are making major marks in music that I can really give credit to for inspiring me and giving me the love that I have for music. So I wrote some names down of some people that I was thinking about when I thought about doing this segment. And first, I want to start out with a childhood friend of ours that really made a major mark. Two of them made major marks in music, in R&B, in hip hop, gospel, all types of genres. And their names are Vidal. And Vidal partnered up with Dre. So there was Vidal and Dre, but we grew up with Vidal. He was very, very close friends with my sister. And we all would just, all the friends that I'm about to name and people around us, we would just sit around, listen to music, appreciate it, sing, play music, just kind of kick around, just listening to different genres and stuff. So there's Vidal and then there's Carvin Higgins. Now Vidal has done music for so many people. If you look him up, his name is Vidal Davis and he's made major marks in music. And then there's Carvin Higgins. He put out Music Soul Child and produced like his whole first album. He's done work with Faith Evans and I just can't even name the list of people that he's done work with. So Carvin Higgins is another one. When we would go to annual Holy Convocation, there was a group of musicians that just were amazing. So they all would, come and jam. We would have late night jam sessions. And now that I think about it, so I think just about all, if not most of the musicians that came to the annual Holy Convocation are really doing things right now. So there's a drummer named John Roberts. He, I think he has a child with Jill Scott now, but that's besides the point. But he's out in, he's been traveling all over the world doing music for everybody. He plays drums for, you name it, Janet, Justin Timberlake. And once again, the list goes on and on. John Roberts, the drummer. You got Brian Moore, the drummer. Brian Moore, same thing. He has played for Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake, and a whole slew of other people. And he's still out in LA doing amazing things. And so when I sit and I watch TV and I see the award shows and I'm watching the festivals in Philly and just all the big events on TV, it's amazing for me to be able to watch that and name the musicians on stage. Like, it's such a major, amazing feeling. My brother-in-law, my ex-brother-in-law, Eric Wortham, he's the best keyboardist that I've ever come across. He currently plays for Adele and he's made some major landmarks in music. Eric Wortham, these musicians, you guys got to look up. They are so inspiring and they've done so many amazing things in the music industry. So as I got older and I was really, traveling around with music and just meeting people, hanging out in studios and stuff, I got to meet a lot of people. So you'll hear the name James Poyser. He's out of Philly. He's a big time producer that was actually honored for the music that he's done in Philly. He's behind Jill Scott. Just so many people that came out of Philly came from under James Poyser. You got Music Soul Child. I used to hang out and go to the open mics like every weekend. Me and my sister Tina would go to all the open mics and, you would see a lot of these people there. I remember seeing Flowetry performing before anybody even knew who they were. And Music Soul Child would perform. He would actually come to open mic in his one-piece suit. He worked in like an auto shop, I guess, or something. So he would come and get on the mic. He'd come from work and he would still be in his outfit, and he would get on the mic and tear it up every time. So that was amazing to see. Flowetry came through Philly. They were frequenting the open mics all the time. So when I first heard them, and when I heard Musiq Soulchild's music song on the radio, them singing on the radio, I was just like, I had to pull over like, oh my gosh, like they're really making it. And I remember, so Jasmine Sullivan's a lot younger than me, but, you know, being around all the musicians in Philly, I would always hear them talking about, yo, it's this young girl coming up. Her name is Jasmine Sullivan, and her voice is amazing. And I remember all the musicians in Philly talking about how they couldn't wait for her to come out with an album because they all wanted to be on her stuff. So like, you know, like, oh, I got to play sax on Jasmine Sullivan's, you know, music when she comes out, because she's going to be the next hottest thing out of Philly. And inevitably, she absolutely is. Jasmine Sullivan is a beast. So, yeah, so I would go to open mics. The Roots would be there, Black Thought, you know, they would all be tearing the mic up. And it just was so inspiring. Sometimes intimidating, but I didn't let it, you know, get the best of me. I let it push me to go into my singing career. So here I am now. Like I said, I did R&B for a long time and jazz. I would do my own open mic, shows, and, you know, just travel around performing and just getting my feet wet and learning from the best. There's another vocalist from Philly named Carol Riddick that is just, I can't even explain her vocal skills. She still does a lot in the music scene in Philly, and I got to give her accolades as well, and everybody else. And I remember I pulled her over one day, and she gave me some advice and told me, you know, if I want to be a soloist, pursue that. Don't get comfortable singing background for somebody else or singing in a group, or, you know, don't do that. If you want to be a soloist, be a soloist. And I admire her for that, for telling me not to get complacent with my music. So saying all that to say that, you know, I have a very, very supportive system around me of people and musicians, and a network that I couldn't, you know, that I just can't, you can't imagine that I have. So I'm sorry, I'm lost for words right now. But anyway, saying that to say that because of all of that, I'm so looking forward to the opportunities that are to come and where God is taking my music. So until next time, bye. Thanks for watching.